This is the Far Too Early Show with Katy and Kadie.
Welcome to the Far Too Early Show. You've already been introduced to us, so we'll let you know what's going on. Last week we talked about Riot Night and Mr. Bevere's socks, but today we will be discussing the AP English exam. Woo, yay!
And now we have some very special guests for you. Veterans of the test themselves, the first hour AP English class. Our first guest today is Bryce Corson. Let's give him a hand, everybody.
I love you, Bryce! Love you too, Nolan!
Go ahead.
Oh, Bryce, come over here.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
sit here. That's where we prefer our guests to sit.
Exactly.
Me?
So Bryce, how are you feeling this morning at 8:45 a.m.?
Feeling a little tired, to be honest.
All right, that sounds great. Bryce, in regards to your immense success with the English language, both inside and outside of the classroom, I mean, he's even speaking it now, ladies and gentlemen, what was your favorite part of the AP English exam?
I think my favorite part would be finishing it, honestly. I'm just glad it's over, so.
And Bryce, how long do you think that you spend an average in the bathroom each day?
Ooh. Probably like an hour and 2 minutes, honestly.
wow.
Because I usually go every hour.
That sounds like a record, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that recorded or is that an estimation?
That's probably an estimation.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty accurate, I think.
That's great, Bryce. All right, thanks for being here. Have a good rest of your morning.
Well, that was fun. Now for our next guest, Melanie Bridges.
Melanie, you're okay.
Welcome in, Melanie. Let's sit down next time.
Melanie, now the question everyone has been asking. Who is your AP English celebrity crush?
Well, I've been dying to talk about this, to be honest. As you all know, we watched the movie The Social Dilemma. It's a popular source material for AP English students, and the host of that movie, his name is Tristan. Not Tristan. Tristan. And he has red, curly hair, and he's the most attractive man I've ever seen. So that is my AP English crush.
Well, thank you. Moving on. What was the hardest part of this class for you?
The hardest part of this class was finding the motivation to do my homework. After writing 400 40-minute timed essays, you start to lose the will to live. And so I had trouble doing my homework because I would rather die.
Are you allowed to say that on live television? Guess we'll find out later.
Yes. Do you have any final tips, I suppose, or words of advice for people taking the exam next year?
My words of advice would be to pay attention in class and to do your homework even though you want to die.
Yes, very, very original.
Yes,
All right, so that's all the questions we have for you today, Melanie. Thank you again. Will we be seeing you later?
Yes, actually. I will be doing an interview series called 2 Questions with several AP candidates for the future classes.
Okay.
So
Nice.
look
All right.
forward
Well,
to
thank
that.
you for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Next, we have Courtney Yoder.
Yeah, Courtney!
All right, now, Courtney, before this interview goes any further, I think you need to put this on. I
you.
simply could
Thank
not
you.
respect you unless you were wearing your lanyard. All right.
Alrighty, let's jump right in, Courtney. What's the most difficult part of the AP test for you, and why?
The most difficult part for me was writing the essays. They were way too long, and I had no motivation for them.
Oh, similar
Oh,
to Melanie's. At least you
yes.
didn't try and die.
All right, so, Courtney, we were just informed that you may be Amish. Care to elaborate?
What? Oh.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. All right, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Melanie Bridges with her Shameless 2 Questions interview series.
I'm Melanie Bridges, and I got 2 questions. I'm here with
Andrew Stevens.
Andrew Stevens. What does the P in AP stand for?
I don't know. Performance.
Advanced, I'm not sure. Take a wild guess. Purpose?
Advanced
Okay.
practiced
There's only
course.
one P. There's only one P.
Physics.
Interesting answer.
Punishment.
Ooh. That's
Placement.
Probably particular, maybe?
Make something up.
I think it stands for, like, person.
Person. Advanced person. You heard it here. And what would you rather do with your 40 minutes?
Hey, nice shirt, bro.
You too, bro. I like that.
Thanks.
Andrew, what would you rather do with the 40 minutes you have to write a timed essay?
Probably sleep.
Sleeping.
Sleep.
Sleep.
I'd rather sleep, in all honesty.
Really?
Sleep.
Sleep. Yet again. Common answer. Remember not to do that when you take the AP test next year.
I'd much rather be reading or writing something like fiction or sleeping.
Interesting.
Ooh, kayaking, like on a lake. That'd be pretty fun.
What color would your kayak be?
Green.
Only 2 questions.
Thank you. We call
Thank
that a
you.
bonus question.
I would probably paint a portrait of our lovely cameraman, Bryce Corson.
Excellent.
Our first person to say no to the interview is right here, standing in front of our eyes. Keep walking. Keep walking. You said no.
Next up on the show, we have Nolan. Yes, that is Nolan in all caps because that's how he wrote it on the Google Doc. All right, Nolan, yep, good. I'm glad you took a seat. Looking very sharp today.
Well, thank
So,
you.
tell us, what is one tip you have for future AP students?
One thing I really tried to do when I was in this class was get good. And once I got good, things went a lot better.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure when that happens. I certainly don't remember that. But that's certainly excellent advice. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. But now let's get to the question everyone is dying to know. What's your take on the moon landing?
What moon landing?
Is that all you have to say?
I've never understood how they could fit all the cameras and the filming equipment onto the rocket ship and get it to the moon. Just don't think it really happened.
Maybe they just, buckled down and got good.
Maybe, but that's unlikely.
Okay.
Only Nolan can buckle down and get good.
Yes. All right, thank you for coming in. That is an interesting perspective. I'm so glad you shared it with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, now everyone, please welcome the other half of our house band, Connor Stanley.
Yeah! Woo!
Hey, Connor. Yippee.
Connor, sit down, please.
Please.
Just come.
Yeah, for your own sake. Okay, so Connor, when you were preparing for the exam, what helped you the most?
Probably the multiple choice questions that Mrs. Ketchum gave us. They were very enlightening and, they helped me prepare me for the actual exam.
Brutal for sure, but helpful. You heard it here first.
Well, now time for the only question I appear to be able to ask. What's your take on the moon landing?
Okay, so I know that there are some people that do not believe in the moon landing, and that is just utter foolishness. The moon landing is very scientifically proven. You can find all sorts of facts on the internet. There is no possible way that it's not real. But I'll leave it at that. I don't want to take too much time.
Oh,
right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so final question. This one was submitted by someone who claims to be your biggest fan, someone from Elkhart, Indiana, by the name of Connor Stanley. So, Connor asks, what would you do if you found a penguin in your refrigerator?
Well, first I would ask, is it dead or alive?
What?
Is the penguin dead or alive?
You're the one
You asked
finding
the
it.
question.
Well, I know. I would look at the penguin and be like, is it dead or alive? If it was
You're
dead,
asking
I feel like you would be able to tell.
if the
Is
penguin,
it sleeping?
well, no,
Give it a squeeze. I would tell you.
indeed,
Okay.
that's what I would do. And if it was dead, I would eat it.
If it was alive, you would.
I would become like Mr. Popper and like have a betrayal of penguins behind me.
Would you breed the penguin with one penguin? How would you do that?
I would go buy another penguin. Who
Oh.
wouldn't?
Oh,
I mean,
okay, like you already have one. Okay. Well, all
Exactly.
right, thank you for that answer. Very enlightening.
for sure.
Survival skills with Connor Stanley.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
You can go now.
Yay, Connor.
Next, we will be interviewing the fabulous Odessa Hanlon.
Odessa, would you care to sit down?
Yes, I would love to sit down.
Oh, Odessa, I almost didn't see you there. You matched right into the couch. How lovely.
I just love Putrid Shades of Green. They're my absolute favorite. I have a whole wall of it at home.
Oh, well now I do too. All right, can you talk about some of the requirements of outside sources on the test? What was helpful to know and use?
It's helpful to have a wide range of sources for the persuasive essay, like Tristan, as Melanie talked about, and other sources. And if you can throw in something about your staff member stealing from the school, the AP graders will think that's really hot.
Oh.
Yes, I can tell that is what will immediately get you a higher grade. So, Odessa, I would love to know, how do you personally deal with Mrs. Ketchum's Abraham Lincoln obsession?
Honestly, it's kind of become a problem. We tried to get her help, and we even recommended some therapists, but she just can't get rid of the Babe Lincoln shrine. It keeps growing, and sometimes it interrupts her classes. Sometimes she won't even be able to teach because she's too focused on the Babe Lincoln shrine.
That makes sense. In case Mr. Bevere is watching, that is factually untrue. All right, well, thank you for sharing with us today. That will be all. Go get your chair.
Yeah. Next up, we have our unexpected but not inappropriate secrets with our very own Mrs. Ketchum.
You guys understand?
Oh my god.
I mean,
I at least missed like 10.
I know, I feel like I maybe
Sketchy.
got
Can I
one
just-
right.
That's it.
I can't find
I should talk about
Thanks.
How you guys get your language on?
yeah.
Lame.
Oh, die on that mountain.
This is Ketchum. Can I please go to the bathroom really
Yes,
fast?
Bryce.
Okay, thank you.
Start the
An
timer.
hour
Of
to
course,
your
of course,
right.
you have 1 minute.
Hurry.
Alright.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Hey guys, Bryce. I'm not gonna be able to do this.
No, you got it.
Bryce running out like that reminds me of the time. You can ask Chris, I can call him right now. Can I tell jokes, Chris? He'll be like, no, you start laughing.
No, keep going, Mrs. Ketchum. I want to hear the story now.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the time I climbed a tree. And I used to always climb trees when I was little. I was super fast. It was like my one main skill. And then I get married, and Chris says, no wife of mine is going to climb a tree. Now I can't climb trees anymore. Now it makes me feel old. Okay, so. No. See, it's not funny.
It was funny.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
Bryce missed it. She's in the
That's good.
bathroom.
Oh, Mrs. Ketchum. We accidentally just filmed all of that.
And finally, our last interview of the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ben Lester. All right, well, that was an entrance. Ben, what is your take on the articles that we read in class?
I thought they were really interesting. We got to learn about kids attacking each other in fake prisons and an experiment where you get to shock people. It sounds like fun.
Wow.
I don't think that was the moral of those articles, but I'm glad you learned something.
Clearly for Ben it was.
I mean, you can take it any way you want. That's what I learned in English.
Oh.
All right.
Well, what was your favorite genre that we talked about in class? The fairy tales, the behavior, the consumerism?
Probably the consumerism.
Oh, consuming kids?
Yes.
That was a good one.
Great title.
That's self-explanatory why Ben likes that.
Exactly.
Now, I have an important question, and I think you may be the best person to answer it. Can you explain to us the difference between Josh Pettifor and Joshua Douglas Pettifor?
There's an enormous difference between these two amazing people. Wow, one of them is way more amazing than the other one, but if you don't know the difference, then you shouldn't be friends with me.
With you?
Yeah.
Was that an answer?
What? So you said there's one of them is much better than the other. Which one is it?
Joshua Douglas Pettifor, of course.
That makes sense. Obviously.
I don't know if you can be friends with me if you didn't know that.
Oh no, I knew it. I was just
Okay.
making sure you did.
We just needed a reliable source.
Yes. For the people that don't.
Oh, fine.
All right, so Ben, you have been a great guest, full of many surprises. So thanks for being here. We're almost at the end of our talk show today. We had the intro, we had the body, and now it's time for the conclusion.
Yeah. So, Katie, do you have any tips for the audience?
Yes, of course I do. So my tip would be certainly grow your nails out before you take the test because you have to take the sticker off. So that could be a problem. And I would say watch videos on YouTube. And definitely, we've already mentioned this, but pay attention in class. That will help you the most. And if you're wondering about something, ask Mrs. Ketchum, and she'd love to help you.
Exactly.
Do you have any advice, Katie?
You know, I would say take advantage of the time that you have in class and always do your 40-minute essays in your last hour study hall.
Yes, clearly that is the motivation you need. All right, so now we've come to the end of our talk show. Bye. Love you, bye.
We love you, Katie.
This was the Far Too Early Show with Katy and Kadie. Tune in next time to hear what is really behind the couch.